So this evening, we'll be looking at ways of improving our brands, ways of improving our businesses using digital platforms. So without wasting much time, so you will see everything about my screen. You will see, I'm sure you are seeing my screen right now. Can you all see my screen? So can you all see? If you can see my screen, please say you can see the screen. Can you see the screen? Okay, I'm sure we all can see the screen. Now, it is boldly written here. It is called digital productivity. So we'll be in a digital productivity session. Now, it is very important we understand what digital productivity is. Now, the subtopic here is leveraging on digital tools for personal and business brands. Some of us, like this pandemic has taught us how to embrace the digital world. Some of us, we are still living with no insult in the analog way, with one-on-one sales. But this digital productivity session, by the end of this session, I believe it will help us to leverage on the platform available for us to grow. Now, these are some of the things we'll look at. We'll look at the mindset, the business set, which is the mindset, the skill set, the tool set, and some of the things we are going to discuss. Now, why do you need digital marketing? Or why do you even need the skill of digital marketing? It will interest you to know a research recently done in US that the world 78% of companies and brands now advertise mainly by digital means. You know, when we were growing up, especially in Nigeria, we used to see billboards, we used to see posters, but those things are currently getting outdated. Those things are currently going out of the way. So it takes digital skills to advertise any business profitably. Now go to Twitter, for example, you see things trending, you see businesses trending. They have brought their business out of the one-on-one sales to the digital platform to sell. So it's very important that you understand that the world itself has gone digital. The world has gone digital. Therefore, we all need to follow the trend of having skills of digital marketing. Now, the future is digital. So you must equip yourself with digital skills. Everything is changing. For example, even when we are growing up, we are all familiar with manual cars. But recently, you can even discover that every car is even turning to automatic. They are digitalizing even vehicles. They have left the difficulties of where you was trying to struggle with your steering. Now you become so free and everything is getting digital. So you must know that the future is digital. So you must equip yourself with digital skills if you must be productive in your brand and in your business. Now it will interest you to know that as this pandemic has gone on, everyone is at lockdown, but this meeting is still going on through the means of digital productivity. Most people without the skill of digital productivity will have to wait. Businesses have to be closed till the whole pandemic is over before they begin to sell. But before you come out, those with digital skills have already taken your customers, because the customers always have need. The customer always have need. So they must always survive. And there are people that will give them the opportunity that say, I am digitally skilled, to sell to them while you are waiting for the pandemic to be over. So you must understand that the future is now digital. Now, why do we also need digital platform? Number one, it has massive potential audience. It has massive potential audience. The audience in digital platforms are not limited. For example, in Facebook alone, your friend list is 5,000. It's also you also have pages that you can use to advertise your product. So you must understand that digital platforms have massive audience. Not like the one you have a store that you have to wait for the customer to come and it goes. It's one by one. But this one, you can sell many at a go, just sitting at home. Number two, it has no location barrier. If your shop is in Asaba, for example, where I stay, you have your customers are mainly from Asaba because there's no digital platform to sell to them. But with digital platform, you can be in Asaba while you are still selling your goods in Abuja. But let me tell you, when I converted the first book I ever wrote called The Christian Growth, it was in hard copy. So after undergoing so many digital classes, I decided to make an e-copy out of it. I was in Asaba and a friend of mine in Canada got it simply just through digital platform. So there is no barrier. There is easy communication. You can be here at your home and you are communicating to someone far in another country with ease. And to end it all, digital productivity is now the new reality. You must endeavor to acquire a digital skill. Let's go on. Now, let's talk about branding. This is very, very important. Now, it is the key to all success in business. Now, I have a quote that I love so much, that if there is no expression, there cannot be any influence. And if there is no any influence, there is no income coming in. I repeat, if there is no expression, there is no influence. And if there is no influence, there is no income. So it takes expression to bring influence, and it takes influence to bring income. Do you get that? Do you get that? Now, sorry, there's someone in the chat box. Right? Okay, we can go. We can continue. Thank you. Now, let's go back. Now, like I said earlier, that what do I mean by if there's no expression, there is no influence? For example, you can go to a bar, okay? You can go to a bar, and no matter how you sit in that bar till, even if you sit 24 hours, if you don't take any alcoholic brand, if you don't take any alcohol, you will not be intoxicated by simply staying in the bar. But if the moment you open, for example, let's look at Star as a brand. You go to a bar, as long as, no matter how the Star is in front of you, if you don't drink it, you won't get drunk. But the moment you open the Star to drink, there's a possibility of you getting drunk. So if there is no expression of the Star in you, there is no influence on the alcohol, on the Star on you. But once there is influence, when there's expression, there is influence. And it is very important for us to know that only influence brings income. Only influence brings income. So if you don't have influence, you don't generate income. Only influence brings income. Now, one way or the major way to generate influence in a digital time is by creating content. The major way of generating influence is by creating content. The power of content creation. Now, with what you are seeing in the screen, I say if you don't have a contact, no problem. Just create content and get value. Most of us, especially in Nigeria, we are so bothered about the connection. Oh, I don't have someone to connect me. I don't have someone to give me contact. That's why I'm like this. We are so much concerned about who is going to connect me. But we have forgotten that content, it is content creation that brings value. What are you offering the people? What do you have to offer the people? So you must learn to create content. Now, let's look at some of the basic things that you must get right if you want to be a content creator. It's not just about I have a brand, I have a business, I'm selling clothes. Thank God for the clothes you are selling, or I have this business or the other. But what do you need to put in place to make this brand more attractive? Number one is a logo. You must have a constant logo. There must be a logo that is assigned to your brand. This is that anywhere they see your brand, they will know that this is this brand. For example, you have a business, a clothing line. No matter where you are, once you see this sign, you know that it belongs to Nike. There is no two ways about it. It is Nike product. So you all know, without even any doubt, you know the owner of the product. Also, Coca-Cola, no matter everywhere you see Coca-Cola, the symbol remains the same. It is not changed. So you must understand that as a brand, there is need, as a digital brand, there is a need for you to get a brand logo. And number two is the font. Now, some of us neglect this. Most times we do neglect it because we feel it is not really a concern to us. But let me tell us that font is very important. As of all the years I've drank Coke has always remained this. They have never changed their font. The font is always this. It's always this. It's not because they love the font too much. It's because it has become part of them. There is a particular font in all they do. So wherever you see Coca-Cola, you will definitely know that this font is attributed to them. Not as a brand, today you use a New Times Roman, tomorrow you keep changing font. It does not bring the uniqueness of your brand. It does not bring the uniqueness of your brand. So if you must have a brand that is unique, you must get a unique font attached to you. Number three, for the sake of time, number three is the color. The color. Now, we have all known Coca-Cola. I love this Coca-Cola because it has developed to be my best drink, actually. So I use it a lot. Now, the color of Coca-Cola has always been white text and red background. White and red. It has never changed in all this. Mind you, Coca-Cola has branded their logo so many times, but they kept the original color, the Coca-Cola text with white and the color with red. So as a brand, if your brand must make sense, you must give your brand a particular color. You must attribute a color that in all your posts, in everything you post, people will see the color and they will know that yes, this color belongs to this brand. This color belongs to this brand. Okay? Now, the next one is the message you are passing. What message are you passing to the people? I'm a writer, but I cannot say since I am a writer, I am writing every aspect of life. I have particular details of life. Someone will talk about that subsequently, so I won't talk more on it. So you must understand that your message is very important. Nike came and they have a fashion sense. They are, when you see their sportswear, you will know that this is a sportswear. Their message has never changed. So you must have a specific message for your brand. It shouldn't be, it's good to be diversified, mind you, but it shouldn't be you are in every place. Today you be for example, you are in clothing line, but female clothing. The next time we see you, you'll be in male clothing, and the next thing you develop to shoe. Mind you, it's good to have so many places, but your brand must have a particular message, what you are aiming to achieve, so that you won't miss the essence of it all. Now, let's continue. There's a recent research carried out that 80% visual increase the reader's willingness to read content. Now, I discovered that in some of my posts. Now, if you do post often in Facebook or any social media platform, you know about this. Just write a very beautiful, nice content, nice words, and post it without any picture. You will see the number of likes and the number of comments will reduce. But put a very creative picture or a good video and just put a short word. Allow the visual to pass your message. You will see that, but most times the people don't even read. I've found that most of the people don't even read the things you wrote. They will only look at nice picture, nice video, awesome picture, because 80% of visual increase readers' willingness to read content. When a content is all about write up without visual enticement for their eyes to get, they get bored and they just flip it off. Even as a student, I remember when I was a medical student in I studied anatomy. When there is the best way for us to understand anatomy, the best way for us to understand is by pictures. When we look at the pictures, we have already gotten 60 to 70% of what the whole thing is all about. So picture representative bring willingness, attract people. If, for example, you are in fashion line and you want to make a post, an advert on your clothes, bring out a beautiful picture with someone wearing the clothes, post it, then put a little write-up. You will see that the number of people that is attracted to that post will be higher than just posting words. So 80% visual increase readers' willingness to read content. Now, so in all these I've said, how do we carry out this? How do we carry out? How do we go about it? We must identify our strength. You must identify your strength. What do I mean by that? I've mentioned this passively earlier, that for example, I'm a writer. I love writing. I prefer writing and even making a video. You get? So my strength as a coach is in writing. I know my strength. So you must identify your strength as a business or as a brand. What do I do best? As a speaker, as a coach, you must know the areas you are good at. Personally, I love speaking more to the youth. I am so interested in youth development. But that doesn't mean I don't have other areas that I want to improve. But my strength is in youth development. So you must first identify your strength. And the number two is grow your weakness. Grow your weakness. It's not because you have some weakness, you just feel, okay, I am weak in this area, so I should just forget about them. You need to grow your weakness. And number 3 is repurpose your strength to your weakness. Now, if as a writer I am bad with videos, I'm shy when I see camera, what can I do? For example, I will just write all I want to write, then create a video using video editing tools, and just put my pictures without me even showing, and my message will be passed. So I'm repurposing my strength to my weakness. Thereby, I can create a video without even showing my face, but just by my audio, the video is already created. So you repurpose your strength to your weakness. And the best way to learn is to replicate what you like. As a graphic designer, if you want to be good at graphic, when you see a design you like, you save that design and you try to replicate exactly what the design has done. By that way, you learn faster and you get to improve more. I hope I'm not too fast, but for the sake of time, so I'm trying to get to not overstay. Now, there are so many types of content. There are several kinds of content. But for the sake of this class, we'll focus on, I think, 4 or 5 now, and we continue. Now, then number 1, we are going to look at digital tools. Digital tools to enhance our personal brand and our personal businesses. Now, we'll look at, after this class, the last session will be practical session. We'll have a practical session for Canva and other practical sessions. Now, one of the major, for picture editing, some people I love pictures a lot. If you know me, I love pictures a lot. And I don't like putting my pictures just that way. I just snap and put. It does not speak well of the brand. Some people are so, pardon me, I don't want to know if I'll call them hypocrites. They feel like editing picture is too childish or is too unspiritual or whatever they think. But believe me, if you must be creative as a brand, if you must make wave as a brand, you need to push your best leg forward. Don't just snap pictures and post it for everybody to see. Your pictures attract the readers to read what you have. So, first key to picture editing is your lighting source. Your lighting source. What light are you using? What light are you using to snap your picture? Now, the best time to snap picture, if you don't have a good camera, is daylight. But then there's no darkness, so you can get a perfect picture to post. Now, these are my best 3 tools I use, most especially for iPhone users. I don't think this is in Android. Peachy. I love using Peachy. Let me see if I can show it, the app on my phone, so you see. Now, sorry, I want to connect so that you see the Peachy app on my phone. Yeah. Okay. I'm sure we all can see my screen. Now, this is the Peachy app. I love this app so much because it does an amazing things for me. Like, I can basically post any picture. And I can turn the picture the way I want it to appear for anyone to see. You get? I can edit, clean all the background, and make it presentable for people to see. So if you are looking for a very good means of editing your picture, these are the 3 apps I recommend for anyone Okay, these 3 apps are world class. Now, this is the app. I can change the filter any way I want. It gives me great view. I can adjust my face. I can clean up as many as I want. So if you are looking for a very good way to edit your pictures, you have these apps right there. Now, I will talk more on this when we start our practical session. Okay, so graphic design. 80% of the people that applied for this class selected graphic design. So for the sake of this class, our sole concern will be on Canva. So we focus more on Canva, and we are going to create some designs on Canva. So we'll see how designs can be done with your phone, just your phone. Okay, how designs can be done with just your phone, and I will explain all these apps, all these sites when I come to the practical session. Okay, let's move on. Now, podcast. Like I do podcast a lot. I do audio message and I pass it around. It helps me pass my message easily. So if you are someone interested in having a podcast, the best app you will use for your phone is Anchor. Anchor, you can record, you can design, you can record, you can edit, you can put a soundtrack, and Anchor is so good that it will help you to publish your audio in every platform, including Spotify, iTunes, and everything. So you can just record in your room, in your bed with Anchor, and you edit everything with Anchor, and it will help you publish it to every site. It's so easy and so simple. Now, this site right here is for you to get good soundtrack. So when soundtracks, music sounding in your background as you are speaking, you can use this site to download very good soundtrack for your podcast. Now, the next is video editing. Most of us want to know how to edit videos. It is not about videoing yourself and just putting it in the social media platform for everyone to see. Now, there are better ways of editing videos. Now, I'm going to talk on this in the practical session, but the easiest and the best is InShot. It is the most common. It is so easy to use. It is so easy to use. You can convert your pictures to video. You can create wonderful videos using InShot. And for iPhone users, I use iMovie a lot. I can create thriller with the iMovie, and it's very awesome. For Android user, KineMaster is perfect. Now, if you want to edit your videos with laptop, Camtasia is awesome, but you have to learn about it because it's very, very bulky to understand. Now, text content. Now, it is very important for us to understand. Some of us are writers. Some of us love to write. Like me, I write almost every day. Every day I have at least 3, 4, 5 articles. In my phone, I have up to 20 articles that I have not published yet. Okay? So, content creation. Now, if you look at this design, I made this design in Canva. It took me less than 10 minutes to finish this design. Now, my best part in this design is the quote right there. Is the quote right there. That's my best part in this design. Now, okay. Now, sorry, someone said he can't hear me in the chat box, so I'm trying to Okay. Now, I think the person can hear me now. Now, your study space is your growth space, your growth center. Your study space is your growth center. Now, the best way to be a good content creator in writing is to be a good reader. You must read daily. Reading daily. I remember there was a point in my life that I cannot sit down and read a book for 10 minutes. It was an issue to me. I couldn't. But I met a mentor in Kaduna when I went to serve by name Elisha Mama. I'm sure most of you that know me with Elisha Mama. Now, I attended his class once and it changed my life. He started giving me books, and the way he gave me was, in every 10 minutes, just be reading every day 10 minutes. Pick a book on your interest, 10 minutes every day. 10 minutes every day. You find out that the number of pages you cover in 10 minutes will even interest you to continue more. So don't say you want to finish the whole book in one day. It will get boring to you. So for a start with 10 minutes every day. At the time, nobody will tell you get an hour every day. So for you to be a good writer, trust me, you need to be a good reader. Okay? For you to be a good writer, you need to be a good reader. Now, the second way of learning how to write is to be a writer. How do I mean? If you have issues with writing or you don't know how to write, the second thing you will do is, the easiest way is, when you get to the evening, write about your day. How did your day went? It will be easier for you to write. I woke up in the morning, I prayed, I read my Bible, I ate, I jogged. So by writing your daily activities, mind you, it's not everything that you write that you post on social media. It will bring your brand down. Now, my first 10 posts, you cannot even see them in social media because I wrote them in my closet and I perfected them before I posted it for everyone to see. So don't just write and post. So you get to write your daily activities. By that it strengthens you to be perfect in your writing skills. And it's awesome when you can write. It's very awesome. Now, one easy app to use with your phone is Google Doc. This app is so easy. You can write. In fact, it's the best app to create an ebook. If you are interested in creating ebook, I converted my ebook in just my book to ebook in just less than 1 hour. It was so easy. When you use Google Doc, you can write everything with it, and it will help you to convert all that you have written to PDF. So easy. It is so convenient. Now, another thing you must know about a writer is, if you are writing, you must learn to know the right headings. Your topic attracts the people that will read it. Don't just write a boring heading. Your heading is very important. For some of you that received my mail in this session, you see how every mail I sent, I had to rephrase the heading. It makes the readers get interested on what you want to talk about. So it's very important that you don't just post everything. Get a tangible heading. And you must check your grammars. You must check your grammar. There are so many apps to check grammar. I use Grammarly. It helped me edit so to minimize errors. Because when your write-up is filled with errors, it's a turn off. Especially for my family. If you write and you post on social media, it is either my father will be the first one to call you and say, bro, oh boy, go to your write-up, go to paragraph 2, there's an error. So it's like that. So it turns people off. So you try as much as possible to correct your errors before publishing or publishing. Now, let's come to, my time is fast spent because of the other speakers, so I have to hurry up so that we'll have a practical session very quickly. Now, let's talk about product. Now, it is important to understand that content only brings influence, but it is product creation that generates income. Let me repeat. Content brings influence, but product creation generates income. When most of the concern of the youth now is how to make money, how do we make money? Now, I attended a class. It's not really a class, a spiritual class, but I say, by Apostle Joshua Salman. Most of us know him, and he made a statement on finance. He said, "Money leaves you when you buy something. Money leaves you when you buy something, but money comes to you when you sell something." Money leaves you when you buy, and money comes to you when you sell. So if you buy more than you sell, you become poor. But if you sell more than you buy, you become rich. How do I mean? In everything you in life, even as I am, you sell and you buy. Life is all about buying and selling. So if you must be rich, you must sell more than you buy. If your salary is 50,000 naira a month, for example, that is how you have sold yourself to the work you are doing, and the income came 50,000 naira. So if you buy things more than the income, you become poor. So as you have created content to beautify yourself, then you must have a product to sell. You can be a good writer. Your writing articles will not bring money to you until you decide to probably convert your writing to books. The book now becomes a product for you to sell. Okay? You can be a good graphic designer. Probably you are designing graphic to put in Facebook, in Twitter, Instagram to get a crowd, followers, like. That will not bring money to you until you turn that skill of yours to product. That I am a graphic designer. If you want a logo, meet me, I will give you a good logo. Then that is a product. You also, as a person, I am a product. How do I mean? I go to events to speak. So I sell myself, I sell my knowledge, and I get paid for it. I'll go to I'm sure by tomorrow I have a class I'm speaking also in a group of Catholic students in Mina. I am a product. I sell myself. Okay? So until you sell your product, there is no income. So it's only income. Income is gotten through selling of product. Now, how do you create product? It is very important to know how to create product. We must become a solution. You only create product by becoming a solution and by creating and delivering solution. What do people need? As a fashion brand, for example, you are into tailoring, you are into clothing, or you are into cake making. There is high need for cake. People celebrate birthday almost every day. People do party almost every day. So by becoming there is a need for cake. So they have issues to get cake. So you now become the solution. There is always a problem. No matter how big a company is, they always have problems. That's why they have customer care to attend to your problem. The customers always have problems. If they buy an expensive refrigerator, there's always problem that will develop. That is why there's always customer care to attend to them. So you become a solution if you must sell. You must become a solution as a fashion brand. What do people need this moment? Now, thank God for this pandemic. Almost all fashion company or brand that I know, they're now making face masks. Not the medicated one. They now use Ankara. They have innovated to use the material they have, the skill they have to make Ankara for people to use face mask, because the medical one will not be anywhere to find again. Okay, so they are now becoming a solution to the need of people. Ordinarily, face mask is very cheap, but now it is so expensive because it has become the need of the people. So there is always a problem. look for the problem, and by looking for the problem, create solution. Only then you can generate income. Now, for example, this class is free, of course. Now, I can decide to say there is a master class coming up for mastering of Canva design. It is a skill that I've learned. I know that people need to learn how to create designs to ease their business. I can create that, like I said, 1.5 per class, and people will come, but there's a need for that. And I assure them that I will give them the best if they attend, and I will deliver, because there is a need for people to understand, know how to design, and by looking at this problem, you create a solution and you deliver it to them. Everyone has a story. Everyone has a story. So all you need to do is to discover your own story. Everyone has a story. Now, it comes to audience building. Someone will talk about more on this, so I'm just trying to, so that I will not encroach on their time. Now, audience building. Now, you must know that who is your target audience as a brand. Not everybody is your target brand. Not everybody. As if you are into cake making, for example, who are your target audience? Who are you looking to attract? If your work is fashion, you are making gele, or you are sewing clothes, maybe male or female, who are those that you are making these clothes for? You must know your target audience. As a speaker, like I said earlier, my target is the youth. Now, the youth is a broad way. So, and I will now bring that youth in which area? Is it in the world? Is it in Nigeria, Africa? So you must narrow down your target audience. By narrowing down your target audience, you know directly who to make impact on. Now, the next one is, how are you going to engage them? Now that you have known your target audience, how are you going to engage your targets? What do you know their pain point? I'm combining the 2 and 3. Do you know their pain point? What is the issue they have, and how are you going to solve the issue? These things come through critical thinking. Business does not just come. The main part of business is the hard work you do behind the scene. Is the hard work you do behind the scene. How am I going to engage them? How am I going to? How do I know their pain point? How am I going to be a solution to them? Where am I going to market this my brand? These are questions that you must answer. After today, you can send me a private message and I can assist in all these things. Now, before I go to and give audience to other speakers to speak, now you must understand that digital productivity or digital marketing is very related. Okay, it's very related, and it helps us to grow productively and increase our value more as a brand. So very shortly, you hear from the second speaker, which is Mose Clement by name. He's a very good friend, and I have known him all through my first degree days, and he will be talking to us on how to master your niche and every other places that we need to know. So I'll hand over to him very shortly as he takes us on digital productivity. Sorry, I'm trying to bring him on board so that he can talk to us on digital productivity. So, Mr. Clement, is over to you. If you are there, you can hear me.
Hello, Preyor.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good evening, Abis Boss, as I fondly call you, and our very wonderful speakers and participants for this, and my guest speaker that will be talking very soon, along after my presentation. So, as SB Boss have already introduced to us, the essence of this training, as we already know, is to ensure that we get used to the digital tools that we need to increase our productivity as a brand, either personal brand or business brand. And it's a good thing that today we'll be having a practical section on Canva, and it's something which you need to know that everything we're going to be using today, especially the presentations, were all made with the Canva app. So it enables us to understand that the Canva app has so many things you could do, not just graphic designs of logos and the rest. You could go as far as making your PowerPoint presentations. So, as an introduction, my name is Mose Clement, and I'm a certified Google digital marketer and also digital sales consultant. So this is just to give you an insight on why you should listen to the little I have to say about digital productivity. And we'll be discussing on leveraging on digital tools for increased productivity in personal and business brand. So the class outline is simply, we're talking about branding, talking about the different sets that the brand needs to have, talking about how to take your brand to the digital space, that is going digital with your brand, achieving digital brand success. We'll talk a bit about content management, marketing rather, and the digital tools you need to create your content and to also market your content. And then we'll quickly go through some brand review questions that will enable you to increase your brand productivity. Now, what is a brand? The English Oxford Dictionary will define a brand as a specific product, a service, or a provider so distinguished. That means for a product to be said to be a brand, it's very easy for the customer or the end user to be able to distinguish that product from another, same as the service or a provider. So it therefore means that you as a person, you are also a brand. So even if you sell hair products, for example, or you provide a service of mentoring persons, you also, as a provider, you are also a brand. So one could say Preyor is a brand, Clement Mose is a brand, and every other person that is participating in this training are also individual brands. Now, branding now has to do with the sum total of your feelings, your thoughts, your recognitions that people in your target audience are able to associate with. So for you to actually say you are actually branding, it means that for every feeling or thought you are able to put into your product or service, it should be something that your target audience are able to associate with. Now, brand perception, it's very important for us to note that for every interaction someone has with your business or someone has with you, they have an experience that will enable them to define their perception about your brand. So brand experience now is based on the brand perception is based on the experience someone has about your brand, and this experience depends on the interaction or encounter with you or your business. Now there's a fact that the brands that you see today are not really built by what they say about themselves, but rather by what people are saying about them. So for you to say you want to build your brand to become the top brand in the world, then you need to understand that brands are built by what people are saying about them and not necessarily by what they are saying themselves. So the perception is very, very important. So then how do you position your brand for deliberate change? That is, what are the different brand sets that is needed for a business or for a person to be able to grow his or her brand? Now, there are three sets every brand needs to be able to grow. That is mindset, your skill set, and your tool set. Now, by mindset, we mean your thought process, your imaginations, your belief. So, for example, coming to this training, what was your mindset? What were you expecting? Are you someone that feels digital skills is actually meant for only those that are tech savvy, or you feel that only meant for computer science graduates? Is that your mindset about digital skills? Or you feel acquiring this skill is actually too difficult, or it will involve so much funds, so you feel it's not for you. No. So your mindset as a person is going to enable you know if you are in the right step towards getting a deliberate change for your brand. Now, also, for the reason why this training is very important is because, as you already know, the digital space is becoming so far as the best place to actually put your business or brand, even above the physical. So right now we are talking more about the digital productivity ahead of physical productivity. That should be your mindset for this training, that the digital space is going to give you much more than the physical. For example, right now we have so many digital skills that are taking the place of the physical ones. So you see companies sacking, for example, 5 marketers of their product because they are able to employ just one digital marketer that will also provide the same result, even more than what the physical marketers can provide. So in order to cut costs for companies are now seeing how they can use more digital skills and tools rather than the physical. The COVID-19 pandemic also was an eye-opener to let us know that the online space is actually where so much can happen. Right now we are having this training on an online platform, Zoom. We have church services happening online. Everything that is happening in the digital space. That is to tell you that a time will come where companies will even have digital headquarters and physical branch offices. So it is important for you to have the mindset that digital skills and tools are becoming far more important than even the physical. So you need to understand, first of all, as well as a brand, that you have something to provide, because it's only when you are able to provide a solution that you actually value, and it's only when you provide value that someone can actually pay you for that value you are providing. That is the essence of sales. So you need to identify a problem, you need to show your value proposition, and then you show the benefit of this solution before someone can pay for them. That should be your mindset as a business, that I am providing solutions. So even when persons tell you your business is not going as far as it ought to, you have that mindset that you are providing the needed solutions that would eventually bring in profits to your brand. Now the skill set talks about the things you can do and the things you can offer. That is your value proposition. Now it is important to know that acquiring a skill takes time. Takes practice. You need to practice about when you are going to acquire a skill. So the formula, when I always tell persons when they are saying they want to acquire a skill, is that when you acquire a skill, learn. When you learn that skill, you test the skill, and after testing the skill, you try to improve on that skill, because every day digital skills are becoming advanced. They are things are increasing every day. So you need to improve on your skills, and even when you improve, you need to scale. And when you scale and you see that what you are doing is actually making waves and is enabling your brand to grow, then you need to redo the whole process. So it's important to also know that a skill is a talent that has been trained and cultured, according to a mentor of mine, First Baba Isa. So having a skill is important for your brand because it will enable you to provide cost-effective solutions for your brand growth. For example, when you after this training, you are able to know how to design with Canva app. It therefore means that you will not need the services of a graphic designer to enable you push out your content. You're not going to need the services of someone to enable you post content for your blog. That is because you'll be able to acquire these skills after this training. And the tool set now involves the equipment, the things you will need in order to work. So in the case of our training today, we'll be talking more about digital tools that you need, the Google tools and other tools you need to work on a digital space. There's something people will tell you that some persons will say some of the tools I've come across are actually asking for payment. I don't have this money. Now it is true that some of the wonderful digital tools are actually premium, but free ones are also as good as premium ones if you know where they are and if you know how to use them. So always create room for alternatives. Always create room for alternatives when it comes to using the tools. So in order to run up this part of brand set, you need to understand that for your brand to grow, you need to have a positive mindset. You need to acquire the relevant skills and also use the adequate tools. So you need a positive mindset, the relevant skill set, and adequate tool set to enable your brand grow and be able to position your brand for deliberate change. Now, going digital with your brand, you might be asking yourself, why do I need to go digital? I'm making as much sales as I want in the physical space. I have a shop at Malaba, I have a shop at Abuja, and I'm making sales. Well, one of the reasons why you need to go digital is because when you go digital, it will enable you to be able to measure your insight and impression. For example, someone comes to your shop and buys let's say a hair product, and probably the person does not even come back to give you an impression about whether the product was good or bad. How do you now know if you're actually meeting your customer's need? Remember, we said perception is very key to your brand, to branding, because it is what actually is that the experience your customers get after your interaction with you, after an interaction with your brand. So if they are not able to send their feedback to you in the way of probably through emails, through WhatsApp messages, through Facebook comments, then it's difficult for you to be able to measure your insight and impression. So going digital enables you to measure these things using analytics and audience engagement. And it also enables you to target your audience. For example, if you want to run an ad on Facebook today, it's very easy for you to target your audience and say, I want to send this advert to only the youth, to only males, to only Nigerians. So it becomes easy for you to target your audience when you go digital. And it also is easier for you to get patronage from all over the world. You can get persons patronizing your service from as far as America, the UK, and everywhere in the world, because you are in the digital space that has no limit at all. Now, when do you need to go digital? When you have understood how the digital space works, and you have acquired the relevant digital skills and tools, then that is the time you need to go digital. So it is very, very wrong for you to just go into the digital space when you don't really understand how these things work. I remember the time when so many persons went ahead to open blogs because Linda Ikeji once bought a house in a Banana Island through her blog. So many persons just jump into blogging feeling that is the solution to the poverty we have in our country, forgetting that you need to understand how these tools work. You need to understand you need to acquire the skills and also know how the tools work before you can even think of going digital. And you need to also have been able to assess your digital SWOT analysis. That is your strengths, your weakness, your opportunities, and the threats that are involved in going digital. Now, your strengths now will mean what value am I offering to the digital space? Why am I going to the digital space even when I have a physical shop? Am I going there because I want to get more customers? Am I going there because I want to get visibility for my brand? Or I'm just going there because everybody's going there? You need to know your strength. What is the value proposition that you're offering to the digital space that people will want to pay for? And you need to also know your weakness. That is the W. What are the skills you don't actually have right now that you probably need to have someone in your team that would enable you to do those things better and provide the solutions? Is it the graphic designs? You need to have someone that would help you do that. You need to have someone in your team. Then the opportunities. What are the opportunities available in the online space? That is opportunities like getting more clients, visibility, and the rest. And then also the final thing you need to consider is the threats of going digital before you actually go to your digital space. The threats involves what is the competition? What are the persons that are actually already dominating the digital space that are doing the same kind of business, providing the same kind of solutions? You need to understand your competitors. You need to assess them and then know if going digitally will help your brand to grow or not. Because the truth is that it's very possible for you to even go digital with your brand, and your brand goes because of your digital space or your digital your visibility online. Your brand can even go extinct. How is it possible? Just a tweet from a customer that was not happy and make you lose so many other customers. So you need to understand all these things, and then this will help you know the things you need to put in place. And then finally, you need to also define your strategy to go online. As we'll talk more about that. And then remember, the Albert Einstein will always tell us that the significant problems we face cannot be solved at the same level we were when we created them. So it is time for us to move to the digital space, because so many things that are happening to our brands today is because we have failed to go to the digital space. The reasons why we're not getting the kind of growth we want for our brand is probably because we have not moved to the digital space. So it is time for us to move on and become better. Now, how do we achieve success online? that is achieving digital brand success, you need to know your brand caption. Caption here is an acronym I just came up with, meaning your content, your audience, your platform, your timing, interaction, originality, and necessity. Now, your brand content simply means any form of information you are putting out to your brand. It could be in form of text, audio, video, or pictures. You need to understand this content very well. And also you need to have a content strategy. Content strategy here means planning the creation of your content, the delivery, and the governance of your content. That is very important when you want to achieve success in the digital space. And finally, you need to pay so much attention to detail. It is very, very bad for you to actually put a content online that is not true, that is not correct, that also probably would maybe it doesn't promote your brand's vision. So you need to pay attention to content. Errors in the content you put out matters. So don't say it's just an error that everyone will overlook. No. The moment people begin to see you as a brand, they expect more from you. They expect so much more from you. Now your audience, that is the A. You need to pay attention to the interests of your audience, because if you send the right content to the wrong audience, you will not get the right results. So even if you have the right content, sending it to the wrong audience will not enable you to succeed in the digital space. So your audience should be persons that actually have interest in the services or value you are providing. So your audience should be persons that when they come across your content, which is what they're interacting with right now, they should have this perception. They should be able to feel you are providing a solution to their problems. That means at that moment, your content should be able to command your audience to take a call of action. Probably click a link to buy your product, or call a number to patronize your service. But that content of yours should be able to go to the right audience that will command them to take a call to action. Now, the third one we need to consider is what? The platform. In considering the platform you are putting your content, you need to consider your timeline ethics. Timeline ethics here simply means the things that you put on your platform timeline. So many persons, if you go to their Facebook page, for example, you'll be shocked at what you will see. You begin to wonder if these are the things that actually reflect the value they are providing or something else. Persons should be able to see the services you are providing clearly when they go through your timeline. When you go on Facebook will ask you a question, what's on your mind? And I always tell persons that your timeline should be able to reflect the good you have in mind. In other words, your timeline should be in line with the visions and values your brand wishes to provide to the target audience. These days, it's very common to hear that even companies are going through timeline platforms or timelines to see if there's anything that would make them not to employ you. Even embassies these days are also even going through timelines before they can even issue you a visa. So it's to tell you that your timeline goes a long way to enable to provide the branding you need for your business or for your person. So you need to consider the platform you are putting your content. Is the platform uniqueness. For example, on Instagram, it's more of pictures. On Facebook, it's more of text. On YouTube, for example, it's more of video. So you need to understand your platform uniqueness. And then you need to also work on your profile. Your profile picture should be professional. Your profile content, your description should all be very, very professional. And then the T talks about the timing. You need to send the content to the right audience using the right platform at the right time to be able to get the needed result you need for your brand success. It's very important, because if you want to get so much engagement, remember we say that perception is very, very key. I always want to talk about perception, because people will forget what you actually do, but they will hardly forget how you make them feel. So perception is always key. And the way you can actually increase digital perception is by encouraging engagement with your audience. So it therefore means that it is important for you to send your content to the right audience using the right platform at the time when you have the highest engagement from your audience. So timing is key when it comes to brand success. So interactions is also important. You should be able to interact with your audience very well. Originality, your content should be original. even if you are copying from a source, you need to also do what? Make reference to that source. If you want to check what your competitors are doing, which is called benchmarking, you can check what they are doing, but you don't need to copy and paste. You need to be original in the content you are sending, and you need to also send content that are necessary. That is the necessity of a content. Is this something that persons will want to pay for? That is also very, very important. Then moving on, since we have from this slide, you discover that from the moment you send the wrong content, even if you are sending it to the right audience, you will not get the needed result. That is to tell you that the content is very, very key when it comes to brand success. So what is content? Content simply refers to the compilation of information, ideas, and messages that are translated into some kind of written, visual, audible format for others to consume. That is something that can build your trust authority among your ideal customers. That is your content. It could be visual, it could be through or audio format. Then your content strategy is very, very important. Remember, I said your content strategy means the planning of the content creation, delivery, and governance. It's very important for you to have a content strategy for your brand. And what is content marketing? According to another mentor of mine, Iyemene, content marketing is defined as a marketing technique of creating and distributing valuable, relevant, and consistent content to attract and acquire a clearly defined audience with the objective of driving profitable customer action. Profitable customer action. So for every content you are sending out there, the aim is to drive profitable customer action. So if you are sending your content and you're not getting profitable customer action, you're only sending content. You're not actually doing content marketing. So you need to actually take that very in mind. When we talk about content marketing, online marketing, and sales marketing are all regarded as the different parts of digital marketing. Content marketing here means sending the content you have, the information and ideas you have. Sales marketing will be with the aim of making sales, while online marketing will be to get brand visibility. And what are the digital tools you need for brand content creation and marketing? I'll just simply run through these slides. You can probably just write some of these websites down. They are very, very wonderful websites that you can use to generate content for your brand and to also market your content. For you to be able to get blog post ideas, you can go to contentforest.com/ideator. For you to get, you want to analyze your headlines, to be able to get headlines that are very, very catchy, you can go to postschedule.com/headline#analyzer. Same as when you want to generate headlines using keywords of your post, you can go to titlegenerator.com. And then, very importantly, I think Preyor also mentioned this, you need to actually check errors in your post. That is very possible by using the Grammarly app. Now, the other tools you can use for text, for audio, for video, link shortening, and cloud storage are all on the screen here. And one of my favorite for text is actually the Google Docs and the WPS Office. WPS Office is actually what I'm using to present these slides right now. And then the Cam scanner is also another important tool you need to have for your brand. And then for videos, Canva app, as I earlier mentioned, goes beyond just graphics. You can even create videos using the Canva app, and you can also do so much with other video applications listed here. Now, for you to create mockups as well, the very one I can always recommend for ebooks is the adesin.com. Then for general mockups, probably you want to do a mockup for your shirt, for your face cap, for any other item you might have, you go to smartmockup.com. Then for pictures, graphic designs, and you can go to all these websites to get pictures that you can use for your adverts, for your content marketing. And for personal development, because this class is not just talking about business brand, but also talking about personal branding. So you can go to this website to increase your personal branding as it relates to, as it's very important for yourself as well. Now, you can just screenshot this, and these are actually some brand review questions you need to ask yourself each time you want to check how far your brand growth is right now. What is your brand? For example, you could say my brand is let me just say Claire's Concept, which is actually one of my brand as well. What is your brand identity? That is your logo. How can people identify your brand? You need to know that. What does your brand do? What is the value proposition of your brand? What is the impact of your brand on the society? That is what are the problems your brand is actually solving? What is the level of your brand acceptance? What are your brand sets? Remember I mentioned your mindset, your skill set, and your tool set. You need to know your brand mindset, your brand skill set, and your brand tool sets. Now, what are your brand 3Ms? The 3Ms here refers to your brand's mates. That's the M, mate, mentor, and mentee. A mentor here simply refers to an individual or an institution that has achieved success in a particular field and is worthy of emulation. So you need to know your brand mentors. So that knowing your brand mentors enable you to know who you can actually meet for guidance. Your brand mentor should be somebody that is accessible. It should be somebody that is accessible that you can actually access to get guidance. It should be someone that that is available to answer questions you have, and it's also somebody that you can approach anytime you have you meet setbacks and you need someone to guide you. You need to have someone like that. And then your brand caption. Remember I mentioned caption refers to your brand content, audience, platform, timeline, interaction, originality, and necessity. Then you need to also be able to know 5 to 7 digital skills or tools that your brand needs for digital and brand growth. Then finally, you need to know how you can measure your brand's digital productivity, probably using Google Analytics or different Google tools. And finally, I would like to say that becoming a brand takes a lot of time, talent, and treasure. That is, because remember we said becoming a brand requires you to have skills, and skills requires practice, which is going to take time. So when you actually understand this, you need to know that it's going to take time. So when you are scaling up, take your time to actually scale up. Try things, learn. Remember I said you should learn, test, improve, scale, and redo. And as you're doing this, you need to, when you try some tools and you see that these tools are not working for you, you need to do what? Remove those tools that are not working. But the ones that are working averagely, you need to do what? Restructure them. Then the ones that are working excellently, you need to do what? Retain them. So you need to remove tools that are not working, restructure tools that are working averagely, and retain tools that are working excellently. Now also know that consistency and diligence are key in converting unique brand ideas to create huge impact. So finally, I would like to say that let your brand rise. By rise here, I mean let your brand be relevant, important, significant, and exceptional. Acquire relevant skills and through important caption, provide significant results and solutions that will create exceptional experiences for your target audience. That means you should be SIRE, be SAR, be significant, be important, be relevant, and be exceptional. Provide significant solutions to problems you have identified through important content, audience, platform, timing, interaction, originality, and necessity from the digital skills you have, relevant digital skills you have acquired that will, at the end of the day, create exceptional experiences for your target audience. So I would say thank you for the attention, and you can always follow me on any of these platforms for more of such less to share knowledge and to also help you in your brand growth. If you ever if you feel you need to learn how to use any of these digital tools I just mentioned, you can always come and ask for guidance, and I'm always ready to provide answers to your questions. Thank you very much.
Okay. Good evening. I've been enjoying the class from Preyor to Clement, and thank you all for joining. I'm so glad to be part of this amazing webinar. And I've also learned, I thought I know a lot of things, but then I've also learned some things from, from Clement and from Preyor as well. And I hope everyone here is actually learning something. My name is Tracy, and I'll just share my screen. I'm a Google digital marketer, and I'm also the founder of Iyemene Resource Network. It's a blend of a transcript company and also an initiative for Nigerian students. So I will just go straight to the point because I just have 30 minutes to do this. We have heard about branding, we have heard about steps that we need to take before we could take our businesses or our personal brands online. We have heard about tools that we need. They've shared with us very important tools that are quite simple to use that we could use, to create our brand online and make ourselves presentable to the people who need our services. So I'm just going to be sharing things on how to create a free website, a Google listed website. Now, sometimes when you go on Google and type something like bakery close to me, you see some businesses that they show you on Google. Those businesses just did Google listing, and whenever anybody is around that location and they want to maybe buy bread or make their clothes or go shopping for anything, any kind of business, Google lists them. Immediately you type for something like that. And that presents first, makes your business look very, very dependable. It gives you some sort of credibility. As someone to be like, oh, so these people are really serious. And it gives your business a first time credibility. Like anybody who don't know you before and then they type, it's not like they were looking for you in person. They just typed, I want to buy bread. Or you know how people can type silly questions on Google and Google will just give them things. And then, or you type, where can I buy bread around me? And then they show your business, And these are some of the things that, people need to do for, not just because you're selling something. When I first started Google, when I became a Google partner, I didn't know about this until I went for some of our trainings. And then I knew about this. Then I didn't have my foundation, I didn't have my initiative, I just had myself. So what I did was to list myself on Google on the things that I could offer. And that brought, some sort of attention to me, funny enough. And it's also possible for you to create a free website. Now, a website is a very amazing content that every business or every individual brand should have. It presents your business or your brand in a very unique way. It may not be like your people are going to buy things. It may not be like the website is a commercial brand or a commercial site where people buy things like Jumia. But something that is out there that talks about you in the internet is very, very, very crucial for your business or for your brand. And so sometimes people be like, okay, I don't have money to buy a domain name. I don't have money to build hosting, and I cannot have a website. Let me tell you a short story. I applied for a grant, and one of the things that gave me an edge for that grant was my Google website. Not even a website that I had with my own complete name.com. I just set up a Google website at that time. That was, I think, 2017. And because most of these, I was filling up another grant this morning, and they keep asking you, do you have a website, a page, something to show that what you're saying about yourself or this brand is true? And you just put that link to that free site that you have created, and it gives you a lot of credibility. So this evening I'm going to be teaching us briefly how we can create sites from Google, and create sites on WordPress. So I'm going to be sharing my screen with you, and it's going to be a practical class. Please just write what you can write, and then I will share the step-by-step guide to Preyor to share to all the people who participated in this class this evening. So we're going straight to the practical session now. And okay, my screen is up. I believe you can see my screen. So for the Google business site, to create a free website, this is basically for business. If you want to create a blog or somewhere you can post things or write things, then you would need that for the WordPress free site. But this Google My Business is a free site for people who have businesses that you offer. But if you like I said, even if you don't sell something, you can create the business in such a way that it talks about you, your personality, and the things that you do. So first of all, you must have a Gmail, because Google deals with their Gmail. You must have a Gmail account, and then you go on and search for Google My Business. When you do that, you will get the Google My Business driving customer engagement on Google. And when you click on that, I'm doing a real-time practical, so you can do this on your phone, but just write these steps. You type on your Google plain search space Google My Business. When it opens, you click on the first thing that it shows you, the Google My Business site. Now on this part it says sign in, and so you click on sign in. Okay, I already have something here, so I'm going to go back and start a new one for the sake of this. I'm going to start a new one. I need to log out and start a new one. So sorry, I need to log out from my email, because what I've done is connected to my email. So let me use another email of mine and start and create. Okay, fine. So we're good now. So this is another email that is not connected to any business name. So you need, if you want to do more than one business name, you need more than one Gmail account. So I just logged into an email that doesn't have any business name. So now when you start, you sign in, and then it shows you find and manage your business. Now you type, for example, let's use Tracy's Bakery. Okay, I'm hungry. Maybe that's why I'm always talking about bread. Tracy's Bakery, and it shows you this. You click on next. It tells you what category does your business fall into. You choose, this is a food business, so let's say food producer, and you just follow up. It tells you about to add a location. Yes, you add a location, and the important thing of adding a location is that your business will be pinned on the Google map. So for example, somebody that now wants to buy something from you or wants to meet you in your office doesn't know the location. When you add a location to it, it pins down the location on the Google map and can give the person direction from wherever the person is straight to your business or to your office. So I use my location now. I'm currently in Enugu State, so I use my location, and you see it shows you the map and the site, and it pins it down, and then you click on next. And if you attend to customers outside this particular location, maybe you do deliveries, or you have a second office or something, or you have a second location where you attend to people, you can choose yes. But if you don't, But the cost for the purpose of this, we say no. And then we move to the next. You attach a phone number. Now see this. They ask you for a current website. If you already have a website, of course, we're doing this because we don't have a website and we want to get a page that we can, get people to know what we do. So we don't have a website. You will not choose I don't need a website. You choose get a free website based on your info. So now you click on that and next, and stay in the know if you want to get business recommendation, all of that to your email. Why not? So now we're done, and it creates a website for you. Interesting. Just see. Now this is not really necessary. This is basically a postcard, but the people who are in the abroad that would, make use of postcard. For now, we are fine. You click on this, and we're done. So it takes you to this page. An interesting thing is that after 14 days, Google will send you a verification email to show that your business is now on Google. So when you go to check your business, type the name of your business or type something that relates to your business, maybe where can I buy bread around you? Your business will come as one of the listings on Google. Now, if you can see this, you say view your site. Just watch this. Now, Google has created a site for you. Okay, this is really amazing. Now, it gives you an option to edit the site. Now, this is view your site, or this is edit the site. So you click on edit the site, and here you could pick a theme. You could tell your customers what they need to know about your business. You could add photos. So let's just make this site look a bit different. Now we can choose a theme. These are a number of themes. Let's use this theme. And here you save. It has changed. But I think the other one they gave us was better. But this is how you can choose different themes and different text. Now you can edit the text. Now it says the headline is Tracy Bakery. Your business can be, let's say, Preyor Digital Limited, something like this. What do you want people? What is the tagline of your business? Let's say providing digital solutions at a very cheap rate. Then you can personalize the header and say PDL, for example, and you can tell customers about your products. We provide digital solutions such as Canva designs, website branding, and just any other thing that you want to add. You can number them, you could put them on bullets, you could underline, you could just play around it just the way you want it to look like. And when you're done with this, you click on the save. Okay, so you see now you have a new header, and then you come to open hours. You could choose the days that you open. If you're open on Monday from 12 to whatever time you close, on Tuesday you could do the same thing, and you could choose all the days you open, and the day you don't open, you could leave it closed, and it applies to the main page. Okay, and then you also have options to add an email, to add photos. So you could add photos to this site. You could choose from your computer. So we talked about food. I see I have some photos of food. I just click on them and they load up, and they add. Now you could add pictures of the services that you render. You could add pictures of things that looks like the products that you have. If you're selling perfumes, for example, you have pictures of your perfumes. If you're selling whatever it is that you're doing, it gives you the leverage to do that. Now this is how it looks now, and now they ask you to create your first post. An interesting thing about this your page is that it gives you access to create posts. Let's say you have a new product, you can create a post about it. Okay, you can create a post about it and publish. So let's say, have you checked out our new product on Canva? Okay, and you could add buttons that could say book or order online, for example, and you click on a link where they can go, maybe your WhatsApp. For example, you don't have a website. So now we're doing things, was saying you could do some of these things without having a real website. So you can put your Google, your WhatsApp link, the link to your WhatsApp, your direct WhatsApp message, and then you put it here, and then somebody can click. When somebody clicks on it, it takes them straight to your WhatsApp, and they buy your product. As easy as that. So let's see how they want a website. So let me just put my website, for example. So you publish. Once you publish, you see the post is here. Okay, and now, for example, this is a new product that you have. Okay, and you can share the post. You can share it to your friends on WhatsApp, and it takes them back here, and they come and they order online. Because I put now I click on order now, and it takes us. This is my website. But then if that was a WhatsApp link, it will take us straight to the WhatsApp to your WhatsApp page, and you ask the person to send you a message. That is one of the good parts of having this free website. So you can just post all the things, what's new, you can put things there, events, you have events, offers, how much you want to sell your product, you put or add everything there, and they just come out the way it is now, and it looks really good. So you could test on all the different ways to edit this, and you could also add testimonials, maybe what people are saying about your businesses. You could add it and people get to see it. Okay, now these are the pictures I added from my laptop. So now this is your gallery. We're talking about food, so these are pictures. People will see pictures of what you do. They get to see new posts on your new product. They can order online. They can buy it. They can go straight to your WhatsApp page, and they also get to see pictures of your different products. And finally, they could call you because you have a straight call. So you put your business number. They could get directions, and you are good. Now, how do you get the link to this site? How can you share this site to people? Now on this part, you see this, you just copy. Okay, you could choose to tweak the name a bit, but then if you don't have to, then that's fine. So you just click on this, and you copy this. So this is the link to your site. So let's go to a blank page, okay, and click. It shows your website. So you have a free website of your products and everything that you are about, just free on Google, and people can come there and people can even get quotes. Like they send you email straight to your email on what they want. People can call you now, people can get directions, and it's really amazing for a brand. If you're a personal brand, for example, these pictures could be your personal pictures and the things you do, maybe a class that you were teaching, or students that you were mentoring, or something, or reviews from your students. This gallery you could have up to 100 pictures in the gallery, so you could have a lot of pictures that shows what you do, and people can reach you directly. And when you apply for things, or when you have to tell people about your website, you just show them this site and it talks about you. And this is really, really useful. I've used it for a long time before because I had this, I was really reluctant to build my personal website, so I left it. You could also add your logo. Preyor talked to us about logo. You could add your logo at this base, okay, to make it more unique and all of that. Let me show you something. Before I created this website, this page you're seeing now, I didn't have this. Now this was what I had rather. I had one of these Google My, okay, you can see this is a Google My Business site. This was what I was using before I refined my business. And you can see I added my logo, I added pictures, I added my services. This was done in 2018. So I'm not just telling you something that I read now, but something that I practiced. And it really, really worked for me. I got people calling me and all of that. So this is one of the ways you can get a free website without breaking the bank or without breaking your head. So next is that we're going to quickly try on blogging. You could get a free WordPress blog, a free WordPress site. All you need to do is to type on WordPress.com. WordPress.com. When you do that, it asks you to sign up. Okay. I already have. But when you want to, you create an account, okay? But for me, I already have an account, so I should just sign in rather. But then you can create an account and you log in. So let me just log in with my account. Now, once you sign up, it tells you to type the domain that you want. Let's say your blog is about food, or your blog is about, I'm sorry, I think I'm hungry, so I keep talking about food. Your blog is about clothing, you're a fashion designer. Your blog is about digital products. Your blog, even if you have an initiative or an NGO just like me, or you sell phones, whatever it is that you do, this is another way to have a free online and business page. So it says type the domain you want here. So you just go and say Tracy fashion design, okay? And see, it shows you what is recommended. But this is paid, okay? So you come down and look at tracyfashiondesign.wordpress.com. that they say completely free, and you select, okay? When you do this, it says it wants you to pick a plan, but we're talking about free sites for now. So you start with a free site, okay? And you click on that. So it says your site will be ready shortly. So let's wait for the next page. Good. So now you have something to design. Now, from the other page you saw, creating and designing these things they're sort of interrelated. If you know how to navigate one, you will know how to navigate the other. They were talking about Canva. All of these things, everything in the internet they are all related. The internet is built like just one very large space, but the way you can achieve this is the same way you can achieve this. So the same way we were creating posts on the other one I just talked about, that's the same way you create it. So it says name your site, okay, and you set the site title, Tracy Fashion Design, tagline, let's use looking good is good business. Okay. You could put a you could put a logo here. Great, so we have a title for our site, and this is how the site looks like. So now we could set a logo. Let me check for one logo that I have. It's uploading. Okay, so you could do this and crop the image, and good, you have a logo. Wow, this image is really big. It's really, really big. But you could have a very smaller image, and then you could go around this, edit. You could also edit the blog. All of this could be edited, and you have a blog. So these are some of, my time is almost up, and I believe that you have learned one or two. If you go back and try to follow these steps, you will be able to create similar things for yourself that will help your personal brand and also help your businesses. And I hope you gain value. If you have any question, you could ask on the chat session, and I'll be glad to answer. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you for also making our time to gain value. A lot of people saw this, but they were not interested. But thank you for your time, and thank you for wanting to gain value. So Preyor, over to you.
Okay. Thank you very much for that wonderful class. It was quite explosive. We learned a lot, and we are grateful. Okay, so for the sake of time, because our time is already running out, we quickly do one or two Canva design, and we call it a day. Subsequently, probably next time we'll get to know more. And if you have questions, I've seen most of the questions, and I will answer them. I will send you a message even if the class ends. So I want to share my screen as we design Canva. Now, I would have loved to use the mobile app, but my phone is kind of low. But it's the same basically, so I will use the one on my laptop, and you see the same effect. Okay, the same effect. So I'll just type canva.com. I already have so most of you that already have it on your phone, you can check, and it's the same. Now this is the Canva. This is the Canva space. It is very beautiful. It basically does everything. Now, if you want to create anything you see it. Now, these are some of the designs I've created. You can see some of my designs I've created. Now, for example, you want to create something new. Now, if you want to create an Instagram post, a presentation, a flyer, Facebook post, anything you want to create is here. It's the same way with your phone. So if you have it in your phone, just play around after this class. Now, for example, I want to create a post that I want to post on Instagram. So I have created a post, a blank sheet. Now, Canva is so beautiful that you can decide to follow. They give you so many things to follow. There are so many things that you just click and just edit them. You click and you edit them, okay? But for the sake of this class, we want to create a blank, or we don't want to use any template. Now, this was the one I clicked earlier, which is there. But we want a blank one, so we'll not be using any of it, okay? So it's a blank. Listen, let's say we want to create a logo for someone, a logo. Let's say we want to create, like I said earlier, you must be very good with your font and all. And we want to create a logo. Now, quickly for the sake of time, and let's say we want to change this background to a different color. You click at the color, black, red. My brand color is this actually. So you work with it. Then you go to picture. Canva has pictures for you. Let's say your picture, your brand is fashion. You type in fashion, and it brings out beautiful pictures on fashion. Maybe you want to make adverts on this. Okay, it brings out beautiful pictures where you can use in making adverts. For the sake of time, I will be a bit fast, but I'll be sure that I will send you a practical session to every one of us. I think we barely have 5 minutes for this class, so I will send a practical session to your email so that everyone will get it. Now, this is Canva. Now, and I want to play around it. I want to add flower to it to make it more beautiful. Now, I'll click on this. Now, you place it, and it gives you can do it the whatever way you want. Now, if I want to, for example, it is here, I want to send this flower to the back. Now, look at position. You click position and you click backward, it goes back. Okay? You click forward, it comes to the front. Now, you want to reduce the transparency of this. You reduce transparency. You click on it, it reduces. Okay? I'm trying to show you some of the features it has. Subsequently, I think I will send you the practical ones. The practical video that I have edited, and I will send you each of you the videos to check for the sake of time. So pardon us, we actually did beyond the expected time limit. So, but I will send you a practical class, a practical video for Canva designs and video editing, most especially. Those two, believe me, you will get a video from me. So you can decide if you want to upload, you upload your pictures, and if you want to create a text, and there are so many beautiful texts. Like that's when I was talking about your logo, your brand font. So you create and you change the font as you want to change. Now, time will not permit me to go on, so I will want us to put our questions, and I will take all the questions and I will answer all of them, and I will create a video and send to everyone. And thank God, Tracy also promised to send a step-by-step notes on the website design. Now, someone asked, so I will answer some of the few questions in the next 4 minutes we have. then I will send you the video. So there's no need for any issues. So I will send you the videos. Okay. Now, someone asks that she's a cake designer. I think I have that question written down. She's a cake designer, and there's traffic in the cake making. Now, how can she attract people? Okay, how can she attract people on her Facebook post? Well, she uses mainly her Facebook platform. Like Clement rightly said, your page matters a lot. Your page matters a lot. Some of us, we are selling, we are into cake making, and if you look at our profile picture, you will see family picture. No, your page is not for your family. It is meant for your cake business. So put something that you want people to see. Probably you snap a picture on Sunday. It is not bad to snap and post pictures, but your page should represent what you are selling. Okay, so that when people enter your page, they will see. And some of us, we have made wrong posts years back. I remember there was Facebook used to remind us of posts we make 3-4 years back, and I would be like, was I the one that made this post? For what? Was I sleeping? So I have to go back and start deleting all the posts that are unnecessary, because as Clement said, they are looking at your page to employ now. Okay, so you must make your page lively. And I said earlier that your the visual representative attracts people to read. When you get a good design, a good video representative, people will naturally be attracted to what you want to offer. Now, you might not be a good messenger, but you will tell your message very important to them. You say, this is what I'm offering. I know there are so many cake in business, but mine is different. If you eat this, I guarantee you. So you make them value what you have. So it's by you selling what you have. So I will talk more on all this in a video that I will send to everyone in this class. I will send a video on how to make a video design and a video on how to make a graphic design. Believe me, these 2 designs you will get from me. I want to thank every one of you for the sake of time. I want to appreciate the people, my speakers, Mose, Clement, and Tracy. You guys are awesome, and you will hear from me soon. Thank you, and God bless as the class comes to an end. So if you have any question in the next 1 minute, just type it, or you can send me a private message. I will definitely answer everyone. Thank you, and God bless. See you next time.